Hello students, welcome to the module number 1, that is the introduction to crystal structure. So in this topic we are going to study about some of the introduction about the crystal structure and coordination number and atomic packing factors. Okay, so material science, why we should study this subject. So anywhere in object in engineering field, so all the material or equipment are made by some materials. So we have to analyze whether which application it is suitable. So for that the selection of material is very important in engineering design. Okay, so let us discuss about in detail about the subject, some of the terminology which are used in crystal structures. So we will discuss. Okay, so the most of the matter are exist in three phases. Already you know that there is in solid, liquid, or gaseous state. So however the subject material science restrict to a solid material, but which will helps the engineers to build the machines, structure, automobiles, electronic gadgets, and even though for wide variety of other equipments products useful for the mankind. So solid materials may be broadly classified into two types, that is crystalline solids and non-crystalline solid. So also non-crystalline solid is also called as amorphous. Okay, that is we'll discuss in detail. Okay, so what is meant by crystalline solid? Okay, so crystalline solids. So what we are seeing that the figure, that is the type of crystal structure solid, that is a quartz. What we can say quartz. Okay, so for crystalline solid contains atoms and molecules bonded together in a regular form of pattern. Okay, some of the example crystalline solids includes sand, clay, limestone, carbon, graphite, salt, metals, alloy, many of ceramic materials, etc. It will becomes under crystalline solids. Okay, this crystalline solid may be exist in either monocrystalline form or sometime polycrystalline form. Okay, so there are different of a pattern of it is exist, and we'll come to this. For example, very single quartz crystal is employed in generating the ultrasonic wave. Okay, a single crystal represents the material and its ideal condition, which will help the studying in the behavior of the defects of the material. So as you have seen in the figure, that is the one kind of quartz that we are seen in the microstructure. If you want to see, that is the microstructure of the quartz. Okay, so this is about the non-crystalline solids. Let us discuss about some of the non-crystalline solids, or we call it as amorphous. It is made up of atoms and also molecules with irregular arrangement of the molecule structure, and the position is here no fixed relationship between the neighboring atoms. Okay, so example for the amorphous we can give it as polymer, glass, rubber, plastics. Okay, in discussion of the following sections, confined the crystalline materials only. Okay, so this is all about the introduction of the crystalline structures of solids and non-crystallines. So in this subject we are going in depth about the crystalline structures. Okay, so what is meant by actually crystalline structures? Okay, suppose example, when you allow liquid molten metal for you allow to solidify at a room temperature, what happens? Atoms of the liquid are begin to bond together and start form crystals. So atoms tends to pack together tightly as possible. So layers of atoms are stacked one and another. Okay, this is about the crystalline solids where this other principle can be imaged like ping pong balls or tennis balls, and being packed into a empty box. All the layers of the atoms are going to be stacked upon one upon the other. So the sequence of stacking of these varies from one metal to the another metal. So the variation of in the structure atoms can be made metals, it own characteristics and their properties. So let us will discuss in detail about what are the crystal structures which describes the arrangement of the atoms in ions or molecules. Okay, so we'll discuss different types of arrangement. So according to the Brevises, we have 14 independent ways of arrangement of atoms, which are going to be arranged in atoms in 3 dimensions. Okay, most of the metals of many solid materials crystalline upon the solidification having unit cell structures like BCC. BCC means body centered cubic, and face centered cubic, that is FCC, and hexagonal centered packed, that is HCP category. So all these category are in different structures, and however this for your syllabus point of view, what I am discussing, very few of these simple cubic structures will also be discussed in these videos. Okay, so we will discuss one by one the steps. What are the terminologies which are used? Okay, see, in this crystalline structures, atoms are considered being a solid sphere having well defined diameters. Okay, and atomic hard sphere model is less than, in which sphere nearest neighbor atoms to touch one another, and lattice is regularly spaced array of points that represents the structure of the crystal. So the third one, what you are seeing, that is what we called it lattice. So it is which are arranged in a spaced in array of points which are represents the structure of the crystal. Okay, and other that is concept terminology which are used in crystal structure is unit cell. Unit cell is means what? It is the smallest group of atoms or molecules which whose repetition at regular intervals in the 3 dimensional produces lattice of crystals. They are parallelopiped or prism having 3 sets of parallel face. Okay, so we can see in the next coming slides, we can see how their atoms are arranged in unit cell. Okay, this unit cell is chosen to represent the symmetry of the crystal structure. Okay, I hope you understood of this concept of different types of terminology which are used in crystal structure. Okay, so we'll discuss in the next slide about different types of crystal structure. Okay, what we have discussed earlier, there is FCC, BCC, and HCP and SC, that is simple cubic. So that we will discuss in the next video. Thanks for watching this video.